Welcome back.
And we are on the final lesson for this week. So this is eco farming.
So name one product that we can get from a farm. There's many choices. Write you on your notebook.
Okay, so today we will learn about eco farming to be able to explain relationships between physical characteristics and eco farming of the country. Also, know the disaster preparedness together with speaking, writing to express opinions about various matters around them by accessing internet to search information effectively.
Okay, vocabulary. Open your notebook and write it in English and Thai. So number one, pesticide. The noun, pesticide. It's one part of why bees are killed. Pesticide is a chemical to destroy all the insects around your vegetables or fruits.
Second is compost. So compost is a natural fertilizer that you can make from all the vegetables that you use in cooking. If you eat a banana, you can use the banana peel to make a compost fertilizer.
And then we have organic as an adjective. Organic, it means no chemical inside. If you have like an organic drink, like an organic smoothie, it means there is no chemical from the fruit inside.
Number four is fertilizer. So fertilizer is something that you add to the soil to increase the good chemicals in the soil. Okay, and you can have organic fertilizers or you can have chemical fertilizers.
And the last one, additive. So it's to add something. So normally additive, it's to add like chemical, like to add some sugar, but also can be natural sugar. So also can be also organic.
Okay, so here we will watch another video on what is organic farming, and just make a note of what animals and what environment do you see in eco farming and how different is it from regular farming. Okay, so we'll see you on the other side of this video.
It took hundreds of thousands of years for the human population to reach 1 billion. And in less than 200 years, that has increased to nearly 7.5 billion people. Many scientists calculate the sustainable population to be about 2 billion people, which means we need to manage our resources and food production very carefully to cater to the extra 5.5 billion people. As populations have grown, farming practices have become more intensified to maximize crop yields and ensure that we can feed our ever-growing population. Fertilizers and pesticides are used on crops, and animals may be kept inside in more densely packed sheds to maximize milk yields or egg production, or speed up the time needed for the animal to be ready to be sent to the market for meat. To learn more about conventional farming, watch our video on modern agriculture. In this video, we are going to look at an alternative to conventional farming, organic farming. We're going to see what it is in theory and the pros and cons of this method in relation to other modern agriculture methods. Organic farming currently accounts for about 1% of agricultural land worldwide. It focuses on sustainability and is thought to have less detrimental effects on the environment than conventional farming. This has led to it being proposed as an alternative to conventional agriculture for helping to overcome the climate change crisis we are currently experiencing. But the debate continues, as it is not a perfect solution. In theory, organic farming should not use chemical fertilizers, herbicides and pesticides or feed additives for livestock. It requires the farmer to use more natural alternatives. This results in lower yields, but the farmer can sell their product at a higher price because consumers believe the product is of a higher quality. Instead of fertilizers, manure is used. This recycles waste and improves the soil structure. However, it is smelly and more difficult to apply than chemical fertilizers, and also means the farmer has less control over the mineral content they are putting into their soil. Crop rotation is used to reduce diseases building up in the soils and to strengthen the soil composition. Certain crops, such as the legume family, so peas and beans, fix nitrogen from the air and increase the nitrates in the soil. This makes the soil much more fertile, and so farmers rotate legumes with their other crops. Growing multiple crops is, however, less efficient and produces lower yields than specializing in one or fewer crops. Instead of using herbicides, weeding is the preferred organic farming technique. This is of course much more environmentally friendly because it is chemical free, but it is very labor intensive. Although this does mean more jobs available, which is a great thing. Organic farming is thought to maintain the biodiversity better than conventional farming because fewer chemicals are used. There are more bumblebees and insects in the area because pesticides haven't been used. Weeds and non-crop plants can grow as herbicides aren't used. Biodiversity benefits the food chain across all levels, from the plants up to the foxes. These are the theories of organic farming, and is how we farmed for 100,000 years before the Industrial Revolution. It is generally thought that organic farming is much better for biodiversity, and also produces a healthier product because less chemicals are used on it. In the second video on organic farming, we will look at some of the problems of organic farming, and the reality of what it means to be an organic farm.
Okay, welcome back. So what makes a farm an eco farm? So you saw the video just before, and here it's to make a feedback. So compost, like we said before in the vocabulary.
And then sometimes you can have a bee house on your farm, and the bees help to move around, and they go from flower to flower collecting nectar and help the flowers become fruits.
And then no pesticides, also we said before in the vocabulary. So everything organic, no chemical, and then no chemical just after.
And also you can use animals on the farm to do the hard work or manual labor instead of the tractors. Or if you use a tractor, try to use an electric one.
We come to using solar panel. So make sure that your farm or your garden is equipped with using solar.
And finally, don't waste water. Okay?
So here diagram. So why is it good to have a compost at home? So the compost is the new gold in farming. So if you mix all the brown leaves, the dead leaves, all the green things, all the grass and food scrap, so then you have a compost, which is good to make new soil, and with this soil you can plant new seeds and grow natural plants.
Okay, so it basically is like a fertilizer. So it mixes the water, the earthworms and the microorganisms help to move everything around. And finally, the oxygen from the air and the nitrogen from the air combines to give you the compost. Okay, and the next question, why are bees important? So we told you in the beginning that the bees go from flower to flower and they help in pollination. So the pollination helps to convert the flower into a fruit. So that is why bees are very, very important.
Okay, forming an opinion and using judgment. So why are pesticides not good for the environment or for us? So write in your notebook what you think about it and write your opinion. Then what are pesticides used for? We have here the picture. So he's using the pesticide. Write why is it using for?
And think about, are they totally good or totally bad? And are they more positive than negative or more negative than positive? Okay. So basically, they're chemicals which kill all small insects that eat the crops, but they actually end up doing more damage to the crop. They add chemicals in your food chain. Okay. So that is just a little bit of a hint. So try to think along those lines and try to write down what is your opinion on pesticides.
Okay, so why solar will win? We had this also in a topic before, so that we have unlimited solar power. So it means the solar is the best solution for the electricity.
Okay, and on the right hand side, that diagram shows you exactly how much fresh water is on Earth. Okay, so that big drop on North America, that is the maximum amount of fresh water we have. Rest of it is salty ocean water which we cannot consume. Okay, so that is very important to know because one day we might actually run out of water to use for agriculture, for drinking.
Water will be the new petrol. Okay, we have here again a green hat. So design the best of your eco farm on an A4 paper. So explain what you have in your eco farm and how your eco farm can prevent natural disaster. We have here some examples. You can use the paper and then you just draw.
Okay, and also try to think about the natural disasters, like if you have a storm, then how have you designed your farm to prevent the storm? Or if you have a heavy rainfall, then have you drawn a channel so that the rainwater can go away? So think about that when you design your eco farm. Okay, think about bees. Think about natural pesticides instead of chemical pesticides.
What have you learned from this lesson? Write everything down on your notebook. And then don't forget to write everything in English and in Thai.
And finally, design your eco farm on an A4 size paper.
Okay, see you for the next new week of topic.
See you
Bye-bye.
later. Bye.